Oh man, oh man. I really don't know what to say about this episode of Smackdown, really. Very, very boring. It really wasn't all that great. Uh, it just wasn't all that exciting. Sheamus had a toast for Jeff Hardy, which, who cares at this point? I mean, you had an interesting angle to start off with who ran down Jeff Hardy. You had that whole interesting thing play out, and then it just feels like they've just dropped it. And then they're like, oh, we'll just say it's Sheamus. I thought the hacker would have been involved in the whole thing, revealing it wasn't Sheamus. And revealing somebody else, but no, apparently not. Apparently, apparently, what I was told, apparently it was supposed to be Sami Zayn. It was supposed to be revealed as him, but obviously he ain't there, and he's not really attending the shows anymore because of the coronavirus pandemic, so they clearly had to drop it. They should have just dropped the storyline in general. They didn't have to have Sheamus. Look, I like Sheamus. I really like Sheamus. But it's just stupid. Like, he's like Randy Orton to me. I like him, but he's in a feud I don't care about. Like, he's like Randy Orton to me. I really do like him, but he's just innocent. But he's in a storyline I really don't care about. I don't care about Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy is nostalgia. That's what he is. I know people love Jeff, but I'm done with it. To be perfectly honest, they're trying to give Jeff Hardy this comeback story that I personally don't really care too much about. So the show started off with Matt Riddle. What a terrible way to start. You start us off with a man talking about his feet. This thing! His feet. Yes, I know my feet look gross. But you have a man talk about his feet live on television. Who gives a flying toss about your feet, Mr. Riddle? Nobody gives a crap about what you did in your childhood. Nobody gives a crap about your stupid feet. Honestly, who gives a shit? Possibly one of the worst segments I've seen, next to the Jeff Hardy Sheamus toast. Just see, bro, I did this. Who cares, Matt Riddle? Who freaking cares, you stupid turd? Then King Corbin came out. He interrupted the whole thing. I never thought I'd see the day where two people I really don't like are feuding. Can't stand Matt Riddle. Don't like Baron Corbin. Now I have to pick one. Awesome. Awesome. Now I have to pick one because they're feuding now. I don't care. So many people on my friggin' timeline on Twitter, they didn't care for this because Matt Riddle is A, a turd, B, a rapist for what he said. We don't know if he's innocent or not, but I don't care if he's innocent or not. He did it. It was a bad thing. You shouldn't be forgiven for anything. Sammy Guevara said what he said about Sasha Banks. Have people forgiven him? Absolutely not. Even though he went on and made an apology, nobody's forgiven him for it. Because he did it. But that has nothing to do with this review. But that's just... I made my point clear. But Matt Riddle, look, his wrestling style's fine. He has a wrestling style that I don't mind. But, God, I'm just so goddamn sick of him. He's such a terrible promo. He's so bad at his promos, and the fact that you had this man talk about his goddamn feet doesn't really help his matters. Bro, my feet are this. Bro, my feet are that. Bro, I did this. I don't give a shit, bro. I don't give a shit, bro. So then Matt Riddle took on Nostalgia Act number 2, John Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. I really like Miz and Morrison together. I didn't like it at first, but I had a feeling that's what they were going to do with him if they were going to bring him back. Didn't like it at first, but when they started the whole hey, hey, ho, ho thing, I've got into it a little more. So I'm not going to lie, I do... Not saying I like Miz, but him and Miz and Morrison have definitely been quite funny as of late. Doesn't mean I like him, I just think they've just been pretty funny. Oh man, then we had John Morrison and Matt Riddle. We had Turd versus Nostalgia. The Turd won. Yes, I know that word's a bad word, but I don't like Matt Riddle, so I can call him whatever I want. My channel. I can say what I want. Didn't care. AJ Styles attacked Matt Riddle at the end of the show. At the end of the match. Good. Matt Riddle deserved it. Then we had AJ Styles versus Drew Gulak. This was a fine match. It was an alright match. AJ Styles won as everybody kind of predicted. There's no way you're going to have AJ Styles lose his title straight away. And then you had Daniel Bryan on Zoom. Yeah, like that's a great idea. Then we had Sasha and Bayley pay tribute to themselves. You had Sasha Banks and Bayley pay tribute to themselves, and I thought this segment was hilarious. I thought this segment was really, really hilarious and funny, and yeah. I just thought it was hilarious. And also Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross interrupted, which I kinda knew was gonna happen, to be fair, because Nikki Cross is feuding with Bayley. Can I say this? This is almost just as bad as Lacey Evans. Can Alexa Bliss just feud with someone else not named Bayley or Sasha Banks? You've clearly got other people on your roster. Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Tamina, Naomi, Carmella. I would say Mandy and Sonya, but they're still in the middle of their program. But honestly, you've got other people for Alexa to feud with. Why does she need to be feuding with Bayley and Sasha Banks? She's just like Lacey Evans. You're only relevant if you're feuding with the best talents. Look, I don't mind Nikki Cross, but at the same time, Nikki Cross is kind of the same. She's been feuding with Bayley since basically last year. How many title matches has Nikki Cross had over the span of a year? She's had quite a fair bit. But then we had the biggest surprise of them all. We had Sasha Banks throw Bayley under the bus. Sasha Banks did exactly what Bayley was doing to Sasha Banks several months ago, forcing her into matches she didn't want to be in. Bayley threw Sasha under the bus against Tamina. Tamina beat Sasha. She threw her under the bus against Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans beat Sasha. She threw her under the bus several other times. Even though Sasha won a couple of times. But Bayley has thrown Sasha under the bus so many times. And now Sasha does it to Bayley. Forces Bayley to face Alexa Bliss. While Bayley was just in her regular clothes. Like I am. But the match ended by disqualification because stupid Nikki Cross couldn't keep her temper in check. Little Miss Cross couldn't keep her temper in check, punched Bayley in the face, causing her friend to get disqualified. Disqualifying her best friend and costing her best friend a chance to knock off the SmackDown Women's Champion. But the other thing you have to keep note of here is that Sasha Banks was wearing the SmackDown Women's Championship around her waist, and she gave Bayley the tag team titles. It's like now Sasha is doing exactly what Bayley did to her. Bayley did that shit to Sasha, and now Sasha is doing it to Bayley, kind of like a role reversal. I think it's quite interesting. And then next week on Raw, we're getting Asuka versus Bayley, champion versus champion. Kairi Sane. We've been hearing stuff about Kairi Sane, that she could be retiring from the ring, going back to Japan. I would love nothing more than to see Kairi Sane have a match with Sasha Banks. And hell, even Bayley. For the SmackDown Women's title. I would love a Kairi Sane Bayley title match. But because Kairi is leaving, we don't know when she's leaving. We thought she was leaving now, but reports have come out saying that she's attending a couple of tapings. She's going to be attending a handful of Raw tapings. Maybe she's going to have a couple of matches. Maybe she could just have a match with Bayley and Sasha Banks as one of her final matches. I've also heard that Kairi was going to have one final match with Asuka. We don't know if they are planning it or if they were planning it and then they scrapped it. But the long story short, if there's anyone I would rather have Sasha and Bayley lose their tag titles to, I would be perfectly fine with the Kabuki Warriors. I would not mind Asuka 2 belts. I wouldn't mind Asuka and Kairi having one tiny little run, just maybe a month. I wouldn't mind them just being tag team champions for at least a month, and then you can build towards Sasha versus Bayley clashing at SummerSlam. And yeah, I think Bayley versus Asuka is going to be a hell of a match. All I want to see is Sasha sell the insane elbow. I could definitely see Sasha flopping like a fish when she gets hit with the elbow. But it's definitely going to be interesting next week on Raw. Why is Raw having all these great matches? Seriously, Raw has been giving us more good women's matches with Sasha and Bayley than SmackDown. It's just the same repetitive shit with Sasha and Bayley on SmackDown. Alexa, Nikki, Lacey. It's the same shit. Come on, give us something new. Give us Sasha versus Naomi, or Bayley versus Naomi, Dana versus Naomi, Dana versus Sasha, Dana versus Bayley. Just Mandy. Give me Mandy versus Sasha or Bayley. Just give us something different. Please. Then we had Kofi Kingston versus Shinsuke Nakamura. And I love when the New Day just throw their jackets at Corey Graves. It's just so funny. Big E is just so good at his job, man. Big E is just so damn hilarious. And Big E's laugh. Big E had this sadistic laugh that I think a lot of people are going to remember that may haunt a lot of people's nightmares. That laugh was so evil. That sounded like a very sadistic, evil laugh from Big E. Big E is just so good, man. He's just so good. But Cesaro and Big E both got ejected from ringside because they were causing a lot of trouble. And then Shinsuke Nakamura will walk away with the win over Kofi Kingston with the Kinshasa knee strike. And I hate when Michael Cole calls Shinsuke Nakamura Shin. Just call him Nakamura. And to be perfectly honest, guys, I would not mind Cesaro and Nakamura winning the tag team titles next week. I would be all for that, to be perfectly honest. I'd like that a lot. New team, fresh. I like Cesaro. I like Nakamura. I think they're both very talented. They're both very underrated. I think they would be a great team. I think they'd be good tag team champions. And also next week we're getting Bliss Cross versus Bayley and Sasha again. Hopefully Bayley and Sasha beat them, and that ends the whole Bliss Cross crap. But obviously it won't, because Nikki Cross has a title match with Bayley. But other than that, guys, that was pretty much it. I already talked about the bloody Jeff Hardy segment. Didn't really care for it. Jeff Hardy smacked a guy with a glass and gave him a swanton. Who cares? Anyway, guys, that's been your SmackDown review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your thoughts down below. And I'll see you all next time.